Good evening, Namaskar. Welcome, sir. Welcome, Mr. Bharat Dabolkar. Welcome to our Pragya Prakosh, BJP Intellectual Cell Maharashtra. We are honored, privileged to have you in our program. And sir, you need no introduction, but as a formality, I have to do the needful. We are so honored and privileged once again to introduce you, Bharat Dabolkar, who is an Indian actor, director and writer. Born on 31st December 1969, he graduated as a law student. Then, as destiny takes him, he soon forayed into the world of advertising and started his career as a copywriter. He is the brain behind many of the most famous advertising, especially hoardings, marketing campaigns for Amul, Videocon, Fruity, Appy, Bailey, to name them few, etc. His success in advertising has earned him the title Father of English of the advertising world because of his knack for combining languages while writing ad copies. Being a curious and a multi-talented person, Bharatji then ventured out into the world of theatre and films, supporting characters, pump life into a film, and he has worked as supporting artists in some of the biggest movies of Bollywood, such as, to name them few, One Two Ka Four, 2001, debut, Company, 2002, Tararampam, 2007, Veer, 2010, Expose, 2014, Gaur Hari Dastan, 2015, Sarkar, 2017, Sarkar 3, 2017, Sanju, 2018, Dabang 3, 2019. Magnificent. So we are with a celebrity. He started writing English plays at the beginning of his career, which ignited his interest in theatre, which has resulted in him writing and directing 32 plays till date. We can go on and on and on. But nevertheless, we invite you, sir, with a lot of humility and modesty. Here you are.
Thank you.
Here you are, sir. I request you and I welcome you wholeheartedly on behalf of BJP Intellectual Cell Maharashtra. And please, I request you to tell about yourself too, about your career, about your journey, a few words, about yourself too.
Well, you've covered most of it, so there is not much left. Yes, I'm a lawyer by education. I did law and business management and then got into advertising and worked on some of the biggest brands in the country, as luck would have it. I worked for all the Amul brands and all the Tata brands, the Tata Tea and the Tata Salt and all the Parle, Thumbs Up 500 and Fruity and all those brands, L'Oreal, Nestle, Bank of India, LIC, State Bank of India. And then I got interested in theatre and I wrote and directed 32 English plays with some of the biggest names from regional theatres. Mine was the first English theatre which didn't use people from English theatre but used people from other language theatres. So, and our plays are still running. My last play, which was Blame It on Yashraj, has been running for the last 7.5 years continuously. Stopped now because of the lockdown. And then got into films just as a secondary hobby. It wasn't my real interest. But then I managed to do many Hindi films, like you mentioned. I did Tamil films with Rajnikant.
Wow.
A big role. I played the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu in that.
With Talaiva also, with Talaivi also.
With Talaiva, not with Talaivi. With Talaiva, I did a film called Baba.
Okay.
Then I did another film, Tamil film with Tyagarajan and Prashant.
Wow.
Called Ponnar Shankar. I did 2 Malayalam films with Mohanlal and Dilip and Prithviraj. I did a Telugu film with Nagarjuna. So I've been just having fun. That is not really my business.
I know.
That I just do as a hobby.
Multi-talented.
Just hobby.
Versatile. So, sir, as you know that we have, there's a paradigm shift now happened from pre-COVID to post-COVID.
Yeah.
We're all following new normal. ये जिंदगी हमारे लिए नया है, ये दौर हमारे लिए नया है.
Yeah.
But I feel challenges are converted into opportunities.
Yeah.
I feel when our Prime Minister gave a clarion call, a prophetic call Atmanirbharta, Atmanirbhar Bharat. So, according to you, as an ad professional or as a brand professional, marketing professional, what do you feel? Is this the call, the clarion call, Atmanirbharta, a call which, yes, it was given long back, 60 years back. Again, we are moved in real sense. How does it? What is the significance? And has it? Can it be done?
60 years back, when the call was given about being Indian and buying Indian, that was against a foreign occupation. So that had a different meaning at that time. It was a thing of stop using foreign goods because we have to build ourselves as a nation. I think today, when Modi ji says that is about taking pride in what we do.
Yes.
And depending on things that we do. And I have talked on this subject on Make in India at many forums. And I always say this, see, Make in India is not so difficult because we have very intelligent people in our country. Anything can be made in India. What is more important is trust in India.
Yes.
You see that what happens is, like suppose when you think of German brands, you always have a thing that when you say it's a brand made in Germany, people have tremendous faith in its quality.
Yes.
No, it can never go wrong. I think Indians need to build that trust in their brands and their business dealings. Because making in India is easy. We must get to a situation where people trust, where the moment we hear Make in India, they trust that brand, that it will have quality, it will have integrity. I've handled, as I said, in fact, a lot of products for Tatas. I've handled all the Tata teas that are in the market. I've launched Tata salt, Tata detergent, and the name Tatas had that integrity. When people hear the name of Tata product, a lot of things go with that.
Correct.
People believe that it's a brand you can trust. I think the same thing should happen to Make in India. That the moment people see that Made in India label, they must know that it's a trustworthy brand. So I think Atmanirbharta now has a different meaning in terms of making it ourselves and making it so good.
Yes.
That we can compete with the world.
Well put, sir. I think as we have got a new connotation, we have got a new essence. Because I was also doing a lot of webinar sessions, I used to say, Atmachintan. Atmanirbharta ka matlab Atmachintan. I think this is another word which I learned from you, trust.
Yeah.
Brand should earn the trust.
Always.
So we will, and hopefully thinkers, educators like you are there, we will move towards. So, taking it further from there, do you think, branding products and, branding, let me come to netas or, our parties are the same, according to you?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I personally feel that when we think of branding a product, a lot of elements go into that. The main elements being packaging. How is the packaging? A slogan. See, people don't remember long descriptions. People remember slogans.
Yes.
So packaging, a slogan, the look of the brand, all that goes into a brand.
Correct.
I think the way things are now in today's society, a political leader has to have the same qualities.
Yes.
I have always said this, that according to me, the best marketed brand was Mahatma Gandhi ji.
Oh.
When Mahatma Gandhi in those days came back, he was a barrister. He was a suit-clad person in South Africa. He could have continued when he came to India to either continue wearing a suit, or he could have worn a kurta or a dhoti or a whatever that other people were wearing. He got into wearing a loincloth the way a lot of poor Indians dressed.
Correct.
For me, that was packaging.
Correct.
That's how he packaged himself.
Right.
Now, I personally feel that in those days, there were passionate leaders. They were saying tremendously good things, but they were not great orators.
Correct.
None of these people that I've heard, and I've heard all of them, their speeches at different things on tape, they weren't great orators, but what they said appealed to the people. But they always needed a slogan. See, people don't remember speeches, they remember slogans. So Quit India is a Bharat Chodo is a slogan that people remember.
Right.
They wouldn't remember a whole speech.
Correct.
So when you say branding of a leader, these things go hand in hand with that. I think later on, we didn't really have a leader that could brand himself a lot. I would say Indira Gandhi ji came closest to it.
Yeah.
very close. But that time there was not the kind of media that we have today.
Yes.
Today, with the advent of television and social media,
Yeah.
the best brand, according to me, and I've said this in 2013, I was interviewed by a channel before the 2014 elections, and they had asked me, who do you think is the best brand that we have today? And I said Modi ji, and I'm talking about 2013. I said Modi ji is the best brand that we have today.
That site you had.
He knows exactly what to say. He says it well. He says it with confidence. And I said that appeals to everybody. The confidence and the aggression that he showed in 2013
Yes.
was, I think, something that appealed to everybody. That was the most perfect beginning of a branding.
Yes. That's what
And he had the trust because he was not just somebody coming from nowhere.
Yeah.
He had been the Chief Minister of Gujarat enough times to have the administrative experience.
Yes.
So he said the right things, and I don't know how many people know that, and I never got the credit or the money for it. But the line "Ab ki baar Modi Sarkar" was written by me. It is registered in my name, and I feel very proud of that. That's a thing that finally worked. And I think Modi ji, with his oratory skills, with his knowledge, with his picking up of things very fast, topically, and more importantly, being aggressive about his thoughts.
Yeah.
Somehow we've always believed that a person shouldn't be aggressive. He should be very docile. He should be very quiet. He's one person who said, if I want to speak in Hindi, I will speak in Hindi.
Correct.
If I want to say this, I'll say it up front.
Yes.
I think that appeals a lot to the youngsters.
Yes.
The youth is always looking for a leader who's strong, who speaks his mind, and who is up to date with what is happening in the country.
Right.
So I think maybe you have a cell that supports him
Yes.
well enough to give him the kinds of things that are happening on a daily basis, and he catches on to that. Whenever I've heard his rally speeches for elections or whatever, he's always up to date. He's quick on the uptake of what he should say and how he should say it.
That is most.
I think that is what creates a brand.
Right.
And I'll tell you why. When I said television and social media has made it more important for a politician to be a brand, earlier what used to happen is, even if you made a political campaign, they were mainly press campaigns. And I remember we used to talk about all these kinds of political campaigns. They were of two kinds. There's urban campaign and there's rural campaign.
Correct.
So it was in press. If somebody had to interview a political leader, they came and interviewed you. You had time to think about what to say. You could say, I'll get back to you tomorrow. Or you could take a pause and talk to somebody else, get the answers and give the answers. Or turn around and say, this is not what I really said, I was misquoted. So with newspapers, you could do all these things in those days.
Yes.
Say with 20 mics thrust in your face and 15 cameras looking at you, unless you have the answers at the tip of your fingers,
Correct.
you can't sort of back out. So your brand has to develop in a way where people can spot the mistakes that you're making.
Yes.
You can't go back and say, I never said that, because it's on camera, it's recorded. So a person has to be very careful and very quick in answering, because people keep pushing you, media keeps pushing you to answer.
Yes.
They all want to trap you into something which becomes a headline the next day. And unless you are astute enough,
Correct.
make sure that you are saying the right things and you're saying it fast, it doesn't work. And I think that's how a brand is created.
Yeah. That is how I think our Prime Minister,
Yes.
he has scripted his space
Yes.
in the political fraternity. I think
Yes. Yes.
in that way, and he's astute politician.
Yes. Absolutely.
I hope you agree with me in that.
Yes, absolutely.
So, sir, furthering your idea, is political branding the need of the hour? Is it required?
It is. Because I'll tell you what was happening. Earlier, politicians were not seen as much as they are seen now.
Okay.
Because there was press, as I said, there was, how many ads will you have in a press? You'll at least have at the most you'll have a photograph in a corner of an ad which shows what developments you made.
Okay.
Today, with so many television channels constantly after you, constantly asking you for your reactions to different things that are happening in the country, then social media that keeps on supporting or opposing you all the time. It is very important that the leader is seen all the time, saying the right things all the time, and being positive all the time, which is why branding is very important now. It wasn't maybe 20 years back, it wasn't so important in India.
Okay.
We didn't have this kind of television.
Okay. But is it good for democracy?
Sorry?
Is this political branding good for democracy?
It's very good for democracy because I'll tell you one thing. When you say democracy, over the years, even before we got independence, when you had so many hundreds of small and big states, we all had kings in these places.
Okay.
And people always needed a person to look up to.
Yeah.
A king is something you looked up to.
Mm.
But now when privy purses and the titles are abolished, I've just been to a place near Gujarat, Baroda.
Okay.
And there's a little place called Chota Udaipur. There's a Maharaj there.
Yes.
Who's not a Maharaj, he's an ordinary man.
Okay.
But he's still treated by all the people like a Maharaj.
Okay.
So people need someone to look up to.
Yes.
I think even in a democracy, world over,
Okay.
a president or a prime minister or whatever is somebody that may be democratically elected, but he has to have the personality that you can look up to.
Okay. So
He can't look like a weak person. He can't look like an unsure person. So even in a democracy, it is very important that you have a strong leader.
Okay.
Ideally, you should even have a strong opposition.
Yes.
But what happens lots of times if you have a strong opposition, that most of the plans that somebody plans don't get executed.
Okay.
Because you can get opposed at all the times.
Yes, that is there.
Or like when Bajpayee ji was running the government, a coalition government, he had to make sure that everybody agreed with his thoughts. So he could not implement things that he would have wanted to implement because maybe the coalition partners wouldn't allow that.
Yes, that is.
I think today we are in the right position
Yeah.
where the BJP has the majority
Yes.
to implement whatever they have promised.
Yes.
And every time I've heard people criticizing whatever BJP has done,
Yes.
I've said all these points that they're doing were in the manifesto of BJP.
Yes.
It hasn't come up after winning.
Yeah.
BJP in the manifesto had said that we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. So if you voted, if you're an intelligent voter, and if you read the manifesto or heard about the manifesto, and if the BJP manifesto said that we will do these 5 things, you can't blame them for doing them.
Yes.
They promised that they'll do it and they are keeping their promises.
Yes.
You should be happy with that.
Yes, that is also there. That's again furthering because you touched upon the umbilical cord, political branding. Does political branding, sir, leads to, I say 3 M's of politics: manpower, money power, muscle power as the agenda of a real one. So, what do you think?
I'll tell you what happens now. That would have been there maybe a few decades ago. Now, even in our normal brand advertising that we do, we've realized that you don't need the kind of money that we needed earlier. Earlier, if I was launching a major brand all over India, I would need hundreds of crores to put onto my television campaigns, to put onto my in my press campaigns or radio or whatever I was doing. Today, with television, news channels, which are always covering all politicians, and with social media, it's not expensive to do your political branding. It's very easy to do it because you have a free medium available to you.
Yes.
Plus, television news channels are always after you to promote whatever you are saying. They need that. They're 24-hour channels. They're not like earlier Doordarshan, which only came on at 6 o'clock and maybe they're till 10 o'clock or whatever.
Correct.
Now there are 24-hour news channels which continuously need to talk about people, talk about issues. So creating a political brand is not expensive anymore.
Yes.
It needs to be intelligently handled, but it's not expensive.
Yes. Very insightful. So I was thinking that was saying Gujarat, the model of development, a right decision. So we keep referring Gujarat as role model state for development because the person, the brand Modi, our Prime Minister happens to come from that state and also had delivered, had made the state what it is today due to his administrative capabilities, as you put it.
Yeah.
So do you think it's a right decision or a right way, or we can call it as a...
I'll tell you, when you appoint even a clerical staff in your office, you ask him for a bio data. You say, tell us what you have done, what experience do you have?
Yes.
If he doesn't have any experience, we won't take him on. So it's for a clerical staff which you are appointing in your office, or a peon that you are appointing in your office. You say, give me your biodata and details. आपने पहले कहाँ पे काम किया है? आपका कितना experience है ऐसे काम का? If you're asking a peon or a clerk these questions, shouldn't the Prime Minister come and say, this is what I have done for a state where I was working? That's his biodata.
Yes.
He's coming and saying, look, I was the Chief Minister. In my state, I have done this kind of development. This is my biodata for you.
Correct.
For him to come and say, Gujarat model was the best thing to do at that time.
Yes.
But I'll give you one more example. In 2015,
yes, sir.
I was called by the Congress.
Yeah.
Because they had some 10 agencies. They wanted me to advise them. And I said, okay, I'll sit with you. I said, I'll vote for BJP. I'll vote for Mr. Modi. But if you're appointing me, I'm a lawyer. So if you're appointing me to advise you on your campaigns, I'll definitely do that. And I went there and I did a lot of research. And I found out that in at least 3 or 4 segments that I found at that time, Maharashtra was far ahead of Gujarat. So there was, I think, women employment. I think Maharashtra has more female constables than anybody else.
Yes.
Fruits and vegetable exports, Maharashtra was number 1. In higher education institutes in a state, Maharashtra is number 1. So I made a proposal to them.
Okay.
I said, since Mr. Modi has been talking about the Gujarat model, let us say this is the Maharashtra model where we are number 1 in all these areas. And I said, challenge Mr. Modi. Let somebody stand up and challenge Mr. Modi of saying, let us compare the Gujarat model with Maharashtra model.
Correct.
Unfortunately, nobody in Congress had the courage to do that.
Yes.
So they kept on saying, no, we are not, our fight is, we are fighting a Vidhan Sabha election. We are not fighting with Mr. Modi. I said, but BJP will come with Mr. Modi as their brand ambassador.
Yeah.
Why don't you get aggressive and challenge Mr. Modi and say, this is our Maharashtra model? And nobody had the courage to do that. As I said, Maharashtra does have some areas where we are ahead of Gujarat.
Yes.
But then you need that conviction and that aggression to put that forward, which the Congress didn't have. So nothing happened. None of the ideas that I gave ever worked with them. But the point is, Mr. Modi coming and saying Gujarat model was just talking about his experience as an administrator and what good he has done. How many people can come into that? How many chief ministers can come forth and say, I have done this for my state in the last 15 years? So I think it was very legitimate and very professional for him to do that.
Okay. You think such a branding is healthy?
Such a what?
Such a branding, such a branding practice.
It is very healthy. It is not just India, it is world over.
So it's healthy.
World over, it is, as I always said, whether it's a parliamentary type of democracy or a presidential type of democracy, it finally boils down to personalities.
Yes.
People are voting for personalities. See, common man does not understand your programs. They don't understand details of anything.
Correct.
That's why I'm saying slogans are important. Like in advertising, I may write a 100-word copy in a campaign that I'm doing. But finally, people would remember utterly, butterly delicious. Or they would remember mango, fruity, fresh and juicy.
Correct.
They don't remember what the other words I have written.
Tagline.
Of a political leader and a slogan. When Indira Ji had done a slogan, Garibi Hatao.
Yes.
That was a fantastic slogan. What they did with that is different. But the point is, people remember a slogan and people remember a person. So no matter how much we like or dislike it, it always boils down internationally to the personality of the person you're voting for. They always say in America it is important for the president to be seen as a happy family man. Mm-hmm. You can't have a president who's standing alone on a thing and saying, I am divorced or whatever. He has to have his wife, looking wife if possible, his children standing with him. So they need that person and his family in that photograph.
So that's a social fabric, that
every country needs to see the leader that is leading them.
Yes.
So personality thing is not a new thing. It's always been there.
Okay. So, all these all said and done, but there's also we find sometimes in these days, negative branding also happening. But where does it lead to? Negative branding.
No, when you say negative branding, meaning what? Criticizing your opponents?
Yeah, either criticizing both the ways. Either you criticize opponents, take in that.
Yeah, if you say criticizing opponents, I think that is to a certain extent now. It's getting very personal. It wasn't so personal earlier.
Yeah.
There was a time when people criticized each other's policies.
Yes.
Now, when it's come to branding, as I said, because now there is 20 television cameras focused on you, and then they keep on needling you.
Yeah.
That so and so said this, and people always react. We're all human beings. So if somebody tells me that so and so said you are a horrible person, my immediate reaction is only stupid. He doesn't understand. So people are reacting now. It's become very reactive. And I think it's not just here. I follow the American elections very closely. I get up in the middle of the night to see all the primaries and the debates and of both the parties.
Yes.
And it can get very nasty there. It's more nasty than it gets here.
Yeah.
So the American presidential candidates, if you hear them talk about each other,
yes,
where they go to the extent of saying, "Shut up! You don't know what you're talking about. You have no record." They get into a thing like that.
Yeah, we saw that in the recent Trump.
Even 4 years ago, it happened.
Okay.
When Obama and Hillary Clinton were fighting, I remember a debate which I saw where Hillary Clinton said, "I'm ashamed of you, Obama. I'm ashamed. It's very shameful. I'm ashamed of you." She said that on national television.
That's how it goes.
So it's the way we are in the world now. So we are not different.
So when you say negative branding, from there I come giving names. You've been hearing about names.
Yeah.
Even attached like Pappu or Penguin.
Yeah.
What are you?
That is just, I think because of the social media now, everybody gets a chance to be creative.
Okay.
You suddenly find people picking up things and making little films on that. You had that Malayali girl winking, and then they made a little film with everybody from Trump to whoever, to Rahul Gandhi to whoever. So they created those little films. So that is, I think, people in India, we have a lot of creativity.
Yeah.
And people didn't have a platform. People like us who wrote plays and performed.
Yes,
or we created advertising and the advertising was released.
Yes, sir.
But there are hundreds and thousands of people
who
are maybe more creative than us. They never had a platform. Now suddenly they've got a platform.
Okay.
So they're just having fun.
Yes.
So even this Bapu or whatever, it's just people having fun, and then it catches on.
Yes.
It goes viral, So that's what we think.
Sir, I think it was very insightful and a lot of takeaways from your thought process. I would like to say your final words on today's political, like you can say today's agenda or the way out, and the way out for a healthy democracy and political branding as a paradigm shift.
I think we have
towards Atmanirbhar Bharat.
I think we have a very healthy democracy right now.
Yes.
In a democracy, I always believe that any government that is elected by the majority,
yes,
you may not like them, but you have to support them.
Yes.
So when you say that I have a prime minister or a chief minister who's elected by a majority, I don't like him.
Yes.
He's elected by the majority, I must respect that. That is a healthy democracy.
Yes.
You can criticize a leader because you don't like his policies. Like when people come and talk to me, I say I don't support parties. I support issues that I believe in.
Okay.
So there are lots of issues that Raj Thackeray has supported, and I support him on those issues.
Okay.
There are lots of issues that a lot of other people have come up with, different parties, and I feel that I agree with this guy, I would support him.
Okay.
So I think healthy democracy is something where you respect the elected representatives that have come up, whether it's in the state or at the center.
Okay.
You can criticize them, but I have a feeling that the only thing that goes wrong in India, and I hate that, is that people do not know where to draw the line between hating a leader and hating your country.
Yes.
See, in America, you'll have people making fun of Trump when he was the president. They had nasty statues and caricatures of Trump.
Yes.
Somebody came and said Osama bin Laden was right.
Yes.
Because that was the enemy of America.
Yeah.
You can hate the president, you can hate the prime minister, you can't hate your country. And I think what is going wrong in India, and that's why I hate people who do that, is you don't like Modi, you don't like BJP, you don't like any other government, criticize them.
Yes.
Oppose them. Next election, vote them out. That is what democracy is all about.
Yes.
Do not take it to a level where you start pulling down your own country.
Yeah, you don't.
Country is more important than any political party, any
become
leader, and yourself.
Against the nation. Don't go against the nation. Don't.
The only thing that is wrong in India, in our democracy, the only thing that is wrong is that we do not know where to draw the line.
Sir, I think before I conclude, Brand Modi, one line, one tagline in Marathi for Maharashtra.
Brand Modi, I was in a Dombivli function where they asked me if you had to do a line again for Mr. Modi, what would you say? I said, Har Bar Modi Sarkar.
Har Bar Modi Sarkar.
I
In
think that's the line.
Marathi also you can say.
Marathi, it would be, frankly, Abki Bar Modi Sarkar was never translated. It didn't have to be translated.
So hopefully we will translate this to it in 2024.
You could do that.
So it will be done.
Yeah, you could do that.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure. Very insightful. It's an honor to have you in our show.